article on it.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central. As of Tuesday, April 15, Fan Central will be moving to 9 p.m.
If you truly don't have faith in me, then I promise you it's over. I'm going to put an end to this nonsense once and for all.
I will not rest until that girl is dead. I'm still going to kill her tonight, no matter what.
Here is your court notice.
Who's the letter from?
Sagar just sent me a notice to get Krishna's custody.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at Noon. It's Thursday, April 17, 2025. I'm Courtney Lewis. As we chip closer to the Carnival celebrations in the island, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, along with other key stakeholders, are looking forward to a 10% increase in revellers from last year's 10,000. In addition to revellers, the indirect contribution from other key players is expected to surpass last year's $95.4 billion investment revenue.
The findings before us tells an extraordinary story of growth and impact. In 2024, Carnival in Jamaica generated a direct economic impact of 4.42 billion Jamaican dollars. This represents an impressive 44.2% increase since 2019. When we factor in the multiplier effect, that is the indirect and induced impact, Carnival's total economic contribution to Jamaica in 2024 reached an astounding 95.4 billion Jamaican in its total output. And recall, it's now the direct, indirect, and induced. That is the varied personnel, resource areas, entities, activities, organizations, and so on, that all have to come together to create a carnival. And at each point, there's an economic value.
According to Jamaica Labour Party General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang, the party's current election messaging is focused on reminding Jamaicans of the work the JLP has done and continues to do. He was speaking at CVM's Lead Story Prime Town Hall on Monday.
We haven't planned a message on the election day. The government have the right and have the privilege, it's not a constitutional privilege, constitutionally, to choose the date for election. And the Prime Minister, who has that sole responsibility, have not yet told me, although I'm the General Secretary, that the date, when the date it is. What is asked me to do is to ensure that I examine all the consent registration and make sure their machinery is in shape, so when he sees the right time, he will call the election. Until then, of course, we have to get on with government. We think we have a lot to do, and we've done a lot, and we have to get them out to the population, remind them of the things we have done. There are many things that said, if I refer back to COVID-19, his leadership is already history in the eyes of the people. There are many things we're doing, I would say, right? That we're doing that is crucial to remind the population and to ensure that the things that we have set in place will reach the wider population and reach the communities. And that's why out there, he's out there doing his social housing program, he's out there doing the water program. These are messaging that this government will deliver on the things that will change people's lives.
So it's a process of reminder and reinforcement is what you're saying.
I'm out there breaking ground for new police stations, building new police stations, providing the police with motor vehicles transport, giving them the communication required that they can, in fact, bring down the crime rate in the country, which was one of our major burdens for 20 odd years. it is under this leadership of Andrew Michael alone we are able to see some light in the tunnel and restore order in our community and allow people to again operate safe in the communities.
Meanwhile, People's National Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell says the party's election messaging directly reflects the desires and concerns expressed by the people.
From with the people to see what the issues are and what they want. And the overwhelming thing coming from the people is that they want change. Why is it that they want change? They want change because the current standards that they're experiencing is unacceptable. When they go to the hospitals and they have to sleep on the floor on cardboard, they're saying they want a change from that. When they have only 18%, less than 1 in every 5 child that takes the CSEC exam, passing 5 subjects to include maths and English, they want a change from that. When they have a food importation bill that has moved from $834 million US dollars to $1.4 billion, a 70% increase, they want a change from that. This government, after 2 terms in office, is now saying choose Jamaica. We don't have to choose Jamaica. We are only Jamaica. We were born here. We chose Jamaica was chosen from birth.
And we're still with the People's National Party Gen Sec, Dr. Dayton Campbell, who is threatening potential legal action against Montego Bay Mayor Richard Vernon and the St. James Municipal Corporation over the alleged removal of posters belonging to PNP political candidates in St. James. Campbell made the declaration while speaking at a party meeting in Western Westmoreland, voicing strong support for West Central St. James candidate Dr. Andre Haughton, who has also described the poster removal as illegal. Dr. Campbell says the party will not tolerate what he describes as political interference and intimidation tactics.
We are going to ensure that we dig up every single thing that they have been going on with. And if we find anything that they have done wrong, then Africa go and courthouse to deal with it. Because what they are doing to Jamaica is not right. It's not right. And so them fight and create a sort of excitement. He's taking down the billboards of the PNP candidates. And his billboard from last year still up. We're going to deal with them because we come in peace. It's not badness we are chuck with them, but we're not nobody bad at the same time. But we deal with them in our courts. I let the court tell them. So if he continues to do it, we will be heading to court because his actions are unlawful.
After years of water woes, relief is finally on the way for the people of Rhine Park, St. James and surrounding communities. A $54 million water upgrade is set to bring consistent access to residents with new pipelines, expanded storage and improved pumping infrastructure. Adrian Williams has more on the commissioning of new pipes by Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
Phase 1 of the Rhine Park Water Supply Improvement Project in St. James was recently officially commissioned by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. This phase of the project has impacted over 10,000 residents across several communities.
This phase has directly improved water supply for over 10,400 residents across 2,600 households spanning the communities of Rhine Park, Barrett Town, Palmyra, Edmund Ridge, Little East, Spot Valley, Roseville, Cornwall, and Mount Zion.
The Shuttlewood to Anchovy Water Supply Project had stalled due to infrastructure issues. Trucking water to the community costs residents $10,000 per week, a plight shared by locals with the PM when he visited them.
And that's expensive. And so whilst she appreciates that we have spent a significant amount of resources to bring the water there, the project having stalled would have dashed her hopes that in short order she would have water in her shower. Because I know every Jamaican, when they go in the shower, they want to say, shower! Shower!
PM Holness is urging the public to avoid spreading of misinformation surrounding projects like these, adding that pipes are normally run for ceremonial purposes with a tap to show that water is now accessible to the residents. He reminds applying for a meter from the National Water Commission is the next step.
Some smart person with devious intent to mislead puts out a video to say, see them a take up back the pipe where them lay. Because there's always a thing called confirmation bias. If you see something that you already agree with or that's your position, you're going to believe it. So there are people who won't check, who won't research, who won't go and ask questions. They'll just accept it because it confirms their bias.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
Stay with us. We'll have more after this break.
You ever get bun yet? Me not talk about heartbreak. Me talk about the bun with full of spice, raisins, and the perfect glaze.
Bun for bun.
So you do it now.
You have to get bun.
This Easter, you have to get bun from Mother's Bakery.
There is
feeling down, hopeless, nothing going your way. No matter how hard you try, life moving slow and getting hard. Here's the solution. Make it a New Year resolution 2025. Go to the nearest church and get baptized in Jesus Christ's name. There is hope in our God, Christ Jesus. Turn from your bad ways. Do good, obey God's commandments and pray. Free prayer line, please call or WhatsApp and God bless you.
Welcome back. Now, the people living in the broadleaf community say a nearby mining pit is disrupting their lives and creating health risks due to dust. They're not just frustrated, they believe their rights are being ignored and are now calling on the relevant authorities to make amends in their community before they take more radical action.
Mining can be the source of gold for some, but for residents of Broadleaf, Manchester, it's their greatest enemy. The residents say a Jamalco mining pit located close to their homes is causing dust nuisance and pollution.
Now when the dust get up, it comes like a tornado, right? And it knocks you up everywhere in this place. You hit in a mud, you sleep in a mud, you wake in a mud, right? And we go to the people, we talk to them, and all they have is peer promise.
The residents took their frustrations to the streets, worried for elderly members and children over respiratory challenges. Some have even tried to take matters into their own hands.
And my son did sick, right now I have to send him away abroad because of the dust. I have to bring him to the hospital, spend a lot of money on medication and some doctors say I'm pneumonia and all them because of the dust on them something.
They have asthma problem and all them thing there. It does affect them. You know, they don't just with the analysis of the old lady chest, and chest a weave, and him ask me say me have a pump, me say I have a pump, but me I use this pump here. He say beg you and blow tight, one blow.
They allege proper consultations were never held and the financial compensation simply doesn't cut it.
When they come, they never said to me that you want to move or you don't want to move. Nobody never said anything. They never asked me for authority to say, we are going to mine. We can go ahead. No one say nothing to me.
Can't stay home at the time. I have to left and some them come and write a few little dust money and they'll come money with them give chum change.
Jamalco has promised further conversations on how to address the concerns, but the people of Broadleaf say unless more compensation or relocation is offered, they will block operations as they've done before.
And you come now and come give the people in back juice money, right? And think say everybody over here so now are the same. it not going to work. We don't want to hear about no more meeting. We want the people them to get to look after. They look after the people them. Start with the people them. We good and them good. So if we don't get where we want, the place going to lock, all mining going to stop.
Stay with us, we take a quick break.
Financial is the place to go. We have loans from $20,000 to $3.3 million. Get a loan to pay school or college tuition, medical expenses, bills, fix up your house, buy furniture and appliances, repair or buy a car. And when you're done, take a vacation loan. AIM has a loan for any purpose. Call AIM today. You won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
The Time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Excuse me, that looks delicious. Where did you get that pizza?
Pizza, please. Best pizza in town.
Pizza Please, the widest variety of pizzas in Jamaica. Grab a slice or order a whole pie. Find us at 4 locations across Kingston and Ocho Rios and at pizzapleaseja.com. Pizza Please, Italian pizzas, Jamaican flavors.
Welcome back. There's a near 37% drop in murders and 87% reduction in overall major crimes, among other declines in road fatalities. That's according to Acting Deputy Commissioner in charge of Strategic Operations Gary McKenzie while speaking to Prime Minister Andrew Holness in Ferry St. Catherine. The ACP also detailed plans to slash the rising fatalities, especially in the vicinity of the highways.
With a near 37% decline in murders and notable reductions in major crimes, the Prime Minister's concern for the safety of the Jamaican people also stretched to the nation's roads. During a recent talk with the Acting Deputy Commissioner in charge of Strategic Operations, Gary McKenzie, he reassured Prime Minister Andrew Holness that road fatalities have not left their dashboard of priorities.
We have an 18% overall drop in major crimes. We are also doing pretty well with road safety. We have a 21% reduction in fatalities. And so we continue to monitor all around.
The Prime Minister remained eager to know what steps will be taken to tackle multi-vehicle and multi-fatality road incidents.
You have had several multiple casualty accidents happen, particularly on the highway. What are the measures you're going to put in place to address these?
Well, one of the things that we have done is to look at the timings. We have observed, unfortunately, that it is at the times when there's very little traffic on the road, in the early mornings between 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the mornings. What we are doing is to task our highway patrols to monitor those areas very closely. And I believe that that is one of the things.
The head of the Constabulary's Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, McKenzie, notes the deployment of technology and devices as part of the strategy in reducing driving hazards and crashes.
Maybe that you're coming in from parties or...
That is so, sir. So we actually twin our speed enforcement with our breathalyzer checks.
Yes.
And we have been doing much better with that. This year, in fact, we have started to measure the numbers. So previously, we had instruments that we were not able to measure that there was alcohol, only those that exceeded. But we have started this year to get data, which, as we speak, 66 persons were measured with having alcohol, albeit only 11 of them is over the threshold.
Okay.
We may have to look at the threshold.
I've been discussing this. In fact, tomorrow I'm meeting with the Road Safety Council.
And that is something that we will probably look at again.
The Prime Minister again lauded the police on their efforts in crime fighting and public safety.
I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much, sir.
And the police force in general. A 36.9%
drop in murders
is amazing.
It is, sir.
Amazing.
We continue to
Very
work.
good.
Thank you, sir.
In international news now, a U.S. judge has ruled that there is probable cause to find the Trump administration in contempt of court after it violated an order against deporting migrants under an obscure wartime law. We have more from the BBC.
Donald Trump's key election promises was to begin what he said would be the largest deportation program in American history. Well, that program has set his administration on a collision course with the courts. A US judge has ruled that there is probable cause to find the Trump administration in contempt of court after it violated an order against deporting Venezuelan migrants under an obscure wartime law. Judge James Boasberg said that the government had shown willful disregard of his verbal order to turn the deportation flights around. His decision to begin contempt proceedings escalates a clash between